at 137. And for those maybe that, I guess I have to be repetitive, maybe you showed up on accident, but thank you for showing. For anyone that didn't know the full story, our friend and dear beloved, our brother, our son, our inspiration, Johnny Hurley left us. He got shot at 137, and we're going to have a moment of silence here with these church bells. So please join us in breath and togetherness and coherence. Take a few final deep breaths together and breathe in. Exhale. Take a deep breath, inhale. At your own pace, exhale slowly. One last time, let's all take a united breath, inhale. On your pace, let out a sound. Welcome back to Old Town Arvada Square, where our friend Johnny Hurley isn't with us anymore today, and also Officer Gordon Beasley. So we come celebrating life, and we come with the chance to bring joy to Arvada, where there was such a sad moment 3 years ago. This is our opportunity to create joy and create blessings. And I would like to invite Lawrence Johnston's going to start off the day with the poem that he wrote about what happened that day. And then we'll have Johnny Hurley's mother come speak, Kathleen. And then we'll have a couple other friends who've written songs about him join us. And then we have a couple musical performances tonight, this afternoon as well. So make sure to stick around, and this is just getting started as well. So we're going to be here till at least 4:35 p.m. now. So let's welcome Lawrence Johnson to the microphone, everybody. Please welcome him.
It's great to see so many people here today. It was amazing amount of influence that Johnny Hurley had on so many people. And I'm really proud to say he had that influence on me as well. We spent this together doing what we love. It is important that we do recognize how tragic this really was. But it's even more important to recognize the gift that he gave, the courage, the strength, the spirit of this man. Yeah, let's hear some of that. Let's have a little bit of that. The courage to make that kind of decision. The ability to move oneself straight into the danger. That is a love that very few of us carry even within ourselves. And I'm honored. So I wrote this for Johnny, many tears over the course of a couple days. And this is how I can honor my friend, John Hurley. Forward into danger, to do what must be done. No thought of self, but others, as he stepped into the sun. Across this street, this courtyard, for the good of everyone, with honor and courage, he pushed his legs to run. An officer lay dying. He was lured here to his death, and Johnny took position. No time for hesitation. There were people everywhere. So Johnny got the drop on him, and he ended the killer's game. Tragically, terribly, an officer thought he did the same. He was long before a hero, as all the people say. So he became a legend that sad and fateful day. We will always give him honor in the tales that we will tell of his courage and his spirit at the place where Johnny fell.
Can we make some noise and give thanks and gratitude for Lawrence Johnson for kicking off such a beautiful way that poem he wrote, so inspiring. And the way he presented it today, I really felt it even more. Each year really hits deep. So we give thanks for this moment because, you know, we could all be in our own normal routine of life today, but we chose to be here. We could be anywhere else in the world today, and we chose to be here. And so I give thanks for your presence here today because it's a gift. You choose to be here. You could have been anywhere else, but look around you. You're surrounded by these people who also chose to be here. So this is a special moment. And I just want to welcome to the microphone Johnny Hurley's mother, Kathleen, and she has a few words for us as well today.
Thank you for being present today to commemorate the tragic and heroic events that took place 3 years ago today, including people who didn't know Johnny but came to support me. When we say the name Johnny Hurley, we will always remember he was the Good Samaritan who stopped a mass shooting after only one person was killed. A crazy gunman wanted to kill as many police officers as he could. He ambushed Officer Gordon Beasley, who didn't stand a chance. I was honored to attend the funeral of this stellar man who stood head and shoulders above most of us. A man who may have performed many heroic deeds in his life should not have had to suffer such a senseless and tragic death. But on June 21st, 2021, he was not the hero. I had been given to understand I could participate with the Arvada police in creating a way to remember Johnny's heroism. So imagine my surprise when, without my input, a couple weeks ago, they erected a plaque for Officer Beasley and Johnny together. About 5 blocks from here, on the Grandview Bridge that crosses Wadsworth, it stands in a large planter full of flowers. The plaque thanks and remembers Police Officer Beasley and Johnny Hurley for their heroism and protection of the Arvada community. It begs one to wonder what these vague and generic words are referring to. What was it that these two men did together? Forgive me, but the answer is nothing. On that day, it was Johnny's heroism that protected the Arvada community. He was the hero on June 21st, 2021. Are you here today in the square because you are a member of the Arvada community? Are you here now because you were here then? Did you hear shots ring out? Did you see Officer Beasley fall? Or hear bullets hit the side of So Radish restaurant? Or the glass breaking in the police cars? Does it make your heart quicken to remember hiding in the back of the schoolhouse restaurant or the Army surplus store, frantically calling 911? Were you afraid there were children playing in the splash pad? Did you fear for your very life? Did you by chance see my son run stealthily across the square. I will never stop wondering what your experience was like. I will never tire of hearing your story. I will always thank you for honoring my son by coming here to remember what he did that day. In honoring him, you honor me. And I will never stop wondering what it was like for the policemen who were in this building right here. I wonder what it was like to suddenly know a flurry of 911 calls were from right here. And I will always wonder just how former police officer Craig Brownlow felt when he learned the man he shot in the back without warning was the Good Samaritan. He held Johnny in his sights for 11 seconds from the safety of a hidden doorway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How could he fail to notice Johnny looked completely different from the descriptions of the gunman? And in that 11 seconds of silence, because by now the square was empty, how could he fail to announce his presence to someone whose back was to him? The crazy gunman had the plan and intention of killing many police officers. Johnny stopped him from doing that. My son saved the very life of the man who then killed him. I wonder how that makes Craig Brownlow feel. 3 men died. What Officer Beasley and Johnny had in common is that they were both ambushed. One by a crazy gunman and one by the police. My son had a big heart, a strong sense of justice, and the wherewithal to do the right thing. On the summer solstice of 2021, he stepped up and did the right thing, but he shouldn't have had to die for it. Now, if you are someone who was here that day, you did the right thing too. You are here now for those who need you. I know I'm not the first mother to lose a child, her firstborn, her only son. I'm not even the first mother who lost her son in a wrongful death at the hands of the police, and I feel a kinship with all mothers who have. But in this scenario, I can focus on being proud that my son was brave enough to run toward danger to save the lives of others. Here are some things I've learned about myself since losing Johnny. I'm stronger than I thought I was, and a little sadder than I used to be. I've also learned that the first step toward finding a new sense of normal to step into is acceptance. The unfolding of events on the summer solstice of 2021 are too terrible, too tragic, and too ironic to contemplate. Some of us have been doing that for years. The only way to move forward is to start with acceptance. It happened. It shouldn't have. It didn't need to, but it did. If the first step is acceptance, the last step is forgiveness. The quality of forgiveness is larger than any of us, but also available to each of us. I imagine it as a kind of cloud that is right over our heads. All we have to do is just reach up and pull a thread of forgiveness out of this cloud and connect it to our heart. I believe my spirit can forgive Craig Brownlow, but as Johnny's mother, I'm not sure I can do that. In taking Johnny's life without giving it the chance and the respect it deserved, So many other lives have been forever changed. I lost a child, and really, I just feel like I'm the lucky girl who got to be his mom. My daughter has to live the rest of her life without her brother and closest ally. He was always her hero. In losing Johnny, some among you have lost a camping buddy, a music partner, a sweetheart, a best friend, a teacher, a co-worker, a confidant, an encourager. And oh my goodness, those of you who spent terrifying moments that required therapy to recover from can't even thank him for ending the shooter's rampage. That is what Craig Brownlow took from us and more. So much more. Without Johnny, our lives are diminished. But the world is diminished without Johnny's spirit, his smile, his compassion, his voice, his capacity for having fun, his search for the truth of a matter. I know I have a great capacity for forgiveness, yet I do not know how to access a thread of forgiveness for what has been taken from so many. Wherever we are on our path from acceptance to forgiveness, we are forever connected to each other through this one brief and intense moment of time. Whether you were here or not on that impossibly tragic day, we are connected by our stories. So keep sharing your story of how you knew Johnny, what you experienced that day, and how it has changed you. And keep the name Johnny Hurley and his heroism alive by saying his name. Each year, my daughter and I will be here on this date, but not necessarily in this organized way, and probably earlier in the day. I would love to see you as often as you would like to come. And I'm so pleased to announce that the owner of the Army Surplus Store, Stephen Cohen, and I are collaborating on a proper memorial plaque for Johnny to be displayed in the front of the place from which he ran into danger to save the lives of strangers. Thank you, and please stick around to greet each other, listen to stories, enjoy the music, and speak the name Johnny Hurley.
Johnny Hurley!
One of the most inspiring speeches. No wonder Johnny was such a king from a queen like that. Wow. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for sharing that. I give thanks to all of you for coming out, because it takes a lot for Kathleen to come out and be able to speak to the crowd like that. I think it takes a lot. It takes a lot to follow up after that. It takes a lot for all of us to stick here knowing it's such a tragedy, and to be here in that, and to truly do our best to heal and to do that forgiveness work that she spoke about. And it's the hardest work to do, for us to be here today and hold this energy of forgiveness amongst all what has happened in this story, and then all of us are overcoming and not letting fear guide us, but let love guide us. And that's what Johnny would want. I know that for sure. Whew. I know we're all here for a reason, and our next guest, Elias Clay, wrote a song called The Legend of Johnny Hurley, featuring MCAD of the Free Weapons. And rather than me do it, I'm going to keep with the poetry and with the amazing pre-planned speech. I've never wanted to write a speech more than after that. I do all improv, but that is why you write a speech, folks, because you say everything you need to say. I was very, very, once again, for Kathleen for having the courage to put everything that she did in there. I want to, as we're kind of getting ready, I think she's about ready. I want to give thanks to Ford Fischer here, who created the first documentary, the mini short. He's back out here to create a next little version, because at that point in time, we didn't know if Johnny had picked up this AR-15, because there was no footage. There was being a cover-up. there was a camera on the substation that's no longer there. They rented that building and no longer rent that building. So there was a cover-up that happened here. And so it was a very tragedy thing that took 4 days to find out what actually happened. That's a cover-up. They knew exactly what was happening that afternoon. So we have to remind ourselves of what the truth is. And Johnny would want the truth to be spoken. And I just want, us all to stand up for what's right. Fischer came out on a whim last time just because he heard about it, and Johnny was a supporter of Ford's, and Ford is news to share, but he's going to make a little new video. And I want to give thanks to all media for covering this story, because this was one that should be talked about in the millions of people, the people that are really shining light on the darkness, like Johnny was, and like Ford for coming out, and different people for offering their music and their poetry and their speeches on this microphone today. It's a beautiful honor to welcome Elias Clay and Freedom Movement to play their song, The Legend of Johnny Hurley, everyone.
It's an honor to be here with you all. I'm just gonna check the mics a little bit over the, can we get this up a little bit? Yeah.
Check, check, check.
And the track is not coming through. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Can we get that up a little bit? No monitor, it's just out there. Okay, gotcha. To listen, I'ma share with you a tale, a true story of a warrior and how his love prevailed. For many years he set sail on a quest to seek the truth. He came back with an open mind, an open heart, and proof. Sorry, y'all.
Rewind, select. Run back. Give it up for DJ Elias Clay right now.
Looking for the one with his voice on it. But
since we got time, I verbal at the mouth sometimes, so why not fill the space? And I'm comfortable with empty space too, we don't always have to talk just to make ourselves feel comfortable, but I've just been reflecting hard on returning to trauma, revisiting trauma, trying to transmutate that into celebration, the value and the lessons that we get from the hardships we go through. I think our whole nation's in a time of revisiting faith, what our real beliefs are. There's a lot of nihilism, a lot of hedonism, a lot of things that make us seek for those answers that make something like this make any sense whatsoever. Death being the great mystery. And so to come back with my people, it's been a sine wave of the pluses and the negatives, laughing and crying and celebrating, then coming back with humanity, still having breath, guilt of still being here, and then blessings for still being here. And so I've just been super present to my faith. I believe in a creator. I believe that there's a reason we're here. That's why I believe love conquers all. The solutions still lie in humanity and connecting with those that we view as being opposite from us.
bridging the gaps of the philosophies that cause tension, from driving in traffic to just being screw-faced and heated because we're late for work and all the things that make it seem so important in ourselves, and then to bring that back to community and reconnect with the people that make the unification of the oneness of humanity be real again, so that we have that connectivity with especially the police and some of the people that we view as no slaves, no masters. If you see some of the We Are Change community with these people that we look at as our opposition. And so to bridge, I'm all about the Vesica Pisces, that where we overlap and where we have commonality, and trying to maximize those areas where we do have similarities with each other, so that we can then peacefully talk about that which lies outside of what we agree upon. And so music for us has been a way to do that, to make it a little bit lighter, a little bit more boppy and upbeat. And I think this is a perfect reflection of that. Give thanks to Elias for writing this beautiful track.
And you want to share
My name is Johnny Hurley, and I would definitely say that there's a lot of holes in the official explanation. There's a lot of incongruences there. What does anyone know about the truth? And it all comes down to the truth and people's individual pursuit of the truth.
If you have the heart to listen, I'ma share with you a tale, a true story of a warrior and how his love prevailed. For many years he set sail on a quest to seek the truth. He came back with an open heart, an open mind and proof, and with the fire lit inside of him, he took boots to the ground to reach as many people as he could, to share what he had found. Not afraid to use his voice, he put his wisdom straight to youth. He reached his brothers and his sisters, he reached the elders and the youth. He spread his messages of love and resiliency in action. Every breath and every step he took was lit up by his passions. From a wellspring everlasting, every day he filled that cup, just to share it with the rest of us, a taste of truth and love. And now we pouring out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend, remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second. He was at the Army surplus on a Monday afternoon. 2021 happened on the 21st of June. From the storm, Johnny heard shots fired in the air. Straight into the shots' direction, Johnny ran across the square. He took cover behind a wall to get his bearings, looked around. Couple feet from where he stood, he could see an officer down. He then got view of the shooter, who was coming back around. Before he had a chance to fire again, our Johnny took him down. With only seconds to respond, Johnny on the spot, precise, uses training and discernment to protect innocent lives. He ran across to make sure that he had disengaged the threat. He went to take away his weapons. It was his instinct to protect. An officer already on the scene reacted out of fear. From his point of view, he'd seen the shooter walk into the square. And unaware of all the pieces, he just knew there was a threat. And though he waited all those moments and he hadn't acted yet, also his instinct to protect. But when he finally chose to act, with no warning or command, he shot out Johnny in the back. What happened after also matters. Though they tried to sweep away, the force gathered and they realized they had made a grave mistake. You see, this story's about a hero and how his love prevailed through his actions. But the hero didn't live to tell the tale. So now it's up to us to seek the truth and keep his fire alive by asking, what's your passion? Put that into drive. And now we pour one out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend, remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second.
Yeah, we celebrate your life. We celebrate you for your life. We celebrate you. Your legacy is long, your legacy is strong. We honor you and promise to continue seeking truth and sovereignty. You know the hard truth and the cold facts of this situation right here. That it's the exact type of situation that make Johnny crystal clear. There's a potential here to fear the many things that people don't understand. There's reflections and deceptions, there's conspiracies, and there's a problem with the police state. A problem with people not knowing that power can tend to corrupt. And the light side of the force, of course, enforce a message of love. And that is one love for the people when Johnny put down that man for you. There's patience and motivations, so much to do. And there's self-responsibility, and there's the pursuance of truth. And there's strength to stand on principle when the hammer could fall. And there's a weight that's lifted off of your shoulders once and for all. And I've run a million what ifs, and I've thought of what could have been. I try to put myself in your shoes, but there's no way that I can. I let the record show that Johnny was a hero and a friend. A stranger's life could depend on this man, literally. So this goes out to the fallen, the yes y'all, and it's only to show that your love lives on. And we celebrate your legacy, you heard me? We know some of the brightest stars that left this earth plane too early. We celebrate the man, the legend, Johnny Hurley. And now we pour one out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend.
Remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second.
Peace.
Thank y'all. And I just want to share one way that we've been keeping Johnny alive, you know, amongst our friends and our group, inspired by the person that he was, is having these love accountability circles. One of the strongest things that I remember about Johnny is that everyone that he met, I feel like every time I saw him meet someone new, he was always like, what do you love? What are you passionate about? And he was so encouraging to all of us to do what we love. He was so encouraging to me. And so something that we've been doing is just being accountable to our own love. I feel like that's something that Johnny wanted for all of us, to just really do what we love, step into that. If something's holding you back, why? What is it? And just like really step into that and leaning into that. So just remembering and loving this brother beyond the realms and giving thanks for the person he was.
True.
Thank you. Oh yeah. And we've started a Hero Hurley Wall of Love. If you knew Johnny, if you were impacted by him in any way, please visit the website, herohurley.org, and there's a tab that says Wall of Love. And we're gathering just testimonials from people that knew him to just share a message on the Wall of Love. So please do that. The QR code on the stickers you see around goes to the website, so please check that out.
So herohurley.org. I had so many things I wanted to say after Johnny's mom's speech that I forgot because I should have just made a list. But one of them was that we do have a website, Hero Hurley. There is zines of Johnny's writings. There is calls to action. Right now, in this moment, you could help us right now by grabbing some chalk and writing a message on this so we could just beautify this area and surround it with some positive energy, positive messages, affirmations, even just color, the kids if they want to color. But please, we brought a bunch of chalk. We love to do that every year and bring light to the square. Please spread out messages even all over, and then they'll stay up, and people, you know, we could even write some messages over here where Johnny faithfully jumped into action. And so, once again, I wanted to thank Elias Clay and Freedom Movement for playing that song one more time. What a tearjerker every time, but so true and so powerful, and such a good message. So we're so thankful that Johnny's friends have been able to make music directly about him like that, and it's so powerful. Someone else who lives far away now wanted to send a blessing and just say that, like, wow, to have someone so powerful that three years later, this many people still gather every year for him. That shows how powerful, you know, like a lot of us, we get a funeral and that's it, right? Johnny gets like this remembrance and this celebration of who he was every year. And then there's not just every year, but it's just so many people talk about Johnny as such a hero And so I just want to make sure that we remember that. It's like, it's not just today too, but it is like, wow, we're still all brought together by Johnny's power. So that's a true Jedi right there. He was a true Jedi, and he would just want all of us to keep that legendary like passion, whatever Elias is speaking to as well, like what we love and what brings us joy, to focus on that, and to, you know, not be scared off by whatever the propaganda is, and do what we love. And so I really wanted to invite a couple of the other artists who were inspired by what happened, to make music. Burnt MD's gonna cue one up. Totem, you want to play yours? Is it quick, easy, or is it? Yeah, I think Totem's gonna come up. Welcome Phoenix Clay to the stage, and he's gonna play a song that he and AD made, or just he. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but welcome him to the stage. And it's a good friend of Johnny, and just like an honor that Phoenix came down with this song as well. So yes, all these artists and poets, and then we got a couple spaces. If somebody wants to give a couple words, I'd really encourage, let's get like some people, just random, not too long, like a couple minutes. I would really love that. And after some of these songs that were written about Johnny, I would open it up to a couple people, and then we're gonna have Andy Babb and the Big Beautiful Band play at about 2:30, and then the Cop for Children are gonna play at about 3:30. So thank you all so much for coming out. Stick around for some of the music where we're gonna lighten it up and start to dance, and really look around, and in these moments get to know the people that took the time to come here, because that's a connection. That's our kin, that's our soul family, that's our Jedi family, the truth warriors, whatever words you want to put on it. I don't know exactly what jargon speaks to you. There's a lot of dividing words too. How about the lovers of freedom? How about lovers of humanity? Love your brother, love your sister around today. Get to know them, because there's a lot of beautiful people that are surrounding us today. And so just get to know them, because it's a beautiful honor to be here one amongst another. So let's welcome MCAD is going to join Totem, aka Phoenix, here on the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bruce B.
Appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate all the love and energy you put into remembering our brother Johnny and keeping his memory alive. Love all you guys. I'm not going to say too much about this one, except that Babs, you should be getting some. Stand by. Oh, sorry. How do you sleep when the people on TV feed you nothing, and the way you're meant to see? I've done the math 1,000 times. There ain't no way out of here unless you hold my hand and leave. Over the edge, and even so, I can't believe we can't get our shit straight. Are we really gonna let these motherfuckers get away with this? Are we really gonna let another moment slip away? Hey.
I'm feeling sick from the prick of a needle going in. I feel the drip and I'm slipping, oh here we go again. I'm going under, I wonder if I'ma make it out. If I go, I'll take you with me. I feel the script but you tripping, that's why I feel it out. You cannot harm me, I build an army to run you out. There ain't no need but we ready to bleed unless you hold my hand and leave. gotta say in this. Oh, 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 oh. Thought you got away with this, not if we gotta say in this. Told him.
We love you so much, Johnny.
Peace, Johnny Hurley.
We'll always remember you, brother.
It's never getting easy.
You're Turtle, right?
But it's beautiful that we alchemize with beautiful messages like that. Thank you so much to Phoenix, aka Totem, and MCAD for sharing. Up next, we got Burnt MD's gonna play a song about Johnny Hurley as well. This one was wrote right after. I think this might have been the first one, just came right through. And I think he was out of town even too, but let's make some noise. Burnt MD, the rapper, Brent Kaufman, the human, he helped start Friends of Johnny Hurley Foundation, looking to keep alive Johnny's legacy longer than just what his fateful day happened on June 21st, but to help creating the website Hero Hurley and all these different things. So I want to welcome him to the microphone, everybody, and keep your attention. And thank you so much to Burnt for doing everything he's done over the years.
Thank y'all for sticking around. When you think of Johnny, what kind of man you think he was? Johnny was a good man, saved a whole lot of lives. Johnny was a good man, a real stand-up guy. Johnny was a good man. I said I knew him pretty well. Johnny was a good man. Definitely not going to hell. Johnny was a good man. Said everybody who knew him, Johnny was a good man. Truth and freedom. We wanna know why Creator took him from us. It's not our loss, it's our gain that we knew his spirit as such. To know true fear, to run into the middle of danger and react. He didn't know that the popo would come in and shoot him down. Now everybody loves you, even your family got to frown. I said Johnny was a good man. Popo shot him down, said Johnny was a good man. Saved the whole town. It was a mistake, it didn't really need to happen, but it had to. So now it's time to find a solution, so it will not happen to you. What you're supposed to do when somebody come around and they act a fool. It's time to get prepared so you can save them too. I said Johnny was a good man. Saved the whole town. Johnny was a good man. But the popo shot him down. Johnny was a soldier. Now he's a soldier of God. Took him from this planet to save us all. It's time men who made room for the changing of the police reform, so that this type of tragedy never happens again anymore. Come on, I said Johnny was a good man. Sing it together. Saved the whole town. Johnny was a good man, but the po-po shot him down. One more time. Johnny was a good man. Saved the whole town. Louder. Johnny was a good man. They didn't need to, but the po-po shot him down. Thank you. Please go to herohurley.org and click on Wall of Love and leave a message about Johnny or how his stories inspired you, how if you know him or how he inspired you or whatever message of love you want to leave. And if you don't know what happened and you're still here, you're amazing, and you can go to herohurley.org and look at the documentary that Ford Fischer was so kind enough to make, and we have up there on the front page. And shout out to all of y'all. We love you, Johnny. Shout out to Johnny's family that are here. Yeah. And all the performers that came up and sang about Johnny. This has been a very tough process of healing, and it's not always easy.
Put your hands together for Burnt MD on that one, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Burnt. Thanks for coming back. Burnt made sure to be here. He's been living in Mexico, and so it's a joy to get everyone back together. Elias has been down in Costa Rica, and everyone made sure to be back here today. So this is the portion, if anybody has a couple words, I'd put it down to an open mic, but I'd like to just get it right into the band, Andy Babb and the Big Beautiful Band. There were some friends from a long time ago, actually, even before I knew them. The night I met Andy Babb, they had already known each other from long ago. Andy will have to explain it, but Andy and Johnny went back way a long time, and I just want to give thanks for Andy for not going on tour. He could have been on tour somewhere, but he chose to stay here and bring both of his bands, the Big Beautiful Band and the Copper Children, over here. So it's an honor to have them come set up the sound and bring us a way to kind of enliven the spirit of Johnny in multiple ways, and not just the activism that he did, like when he brought a mirror down to a police brutality rally a decade before he passed. I just want to bring light to this photo I took almost a decade ago, and the irony of the situation of Johnny protecting the police while they were in the police station, out-armed, they said, and then they thought that there was a second shooter and made a mistake, a grave mistake. And I just want to remind everyone that there was this camera that was there. There was an office that was there. They don't have the office anymore. There is no camera anymore. It's a weird deal. We miss Johnny, and we'll never truly know what happened, and so we do have to let it go, and we do have to alchemize it, and so it's an offering. Johnny was running, not even running, but organizing We Are Change Colorado meetings in 2011 when I moved out with 50 people a week, and I just want to encourage this connectivity that we have today to be an overflow of love for our community, to get back together and just talk about ideas and get together and figure out what we can do to help each other and to help create the better world that we want to see, to be the change we wish to see. That's where I came into the activism world with this crew, We Are Change Colorado, and I met Johnny Hurley and all these different beautiful people, and I learned so much. And it's just been an honor to be able to MC at different places because of the activism that I learned with these beautiful people like Law and Gary and Turtle and Rob, and all these beautiful people like MCAD and Elias Clay bringing the music. And I just give thanks to all of you, because it's taken me many places in the world to talk on these microphones and to be able to do what we're able to do, and to be an activist and to be able to talk about these things in the world that matter. A lot of people don't have the time of day to look up really what is going on and really find the truth and keep looking and to find out that you don't really know. And we keep digging and digging. And so I just want to keep the spirit of Johnny alive as we continue to alchemize this situation, is to bring light on the darkness and speak truth to power and do the right thing. When it's your time, do the right thing. step up when you're needed. And don't just go silently compliant. That we're gonna stand up in the legend that really was Johnny Hurley, and that truly sits with all of us, as we are all the change that we want to seek. And he lives within our eyes now. And so I'm gonna leave you with that. And I'm just so fired up that we all get to celebrate a man that just made such an impact for even people that didn't know him and that were still here today. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you all that made your day like special by coming here. So I'd like to welcome them. So the first track is actually going to be a Copper Children track, and it's going to be a song. It's called "Carry On," about somebody else's brother that passed. But this is a fitting song to start the day. I want to remind everyone that we're having a potluck after this at the Community Hub, 4485 Wadsworth, Unit 201. Come talk to Alexa. She's got flyers how to get there. Bring some food, or there's going to be a big order of some Indian food. That's hanging out about like 5:30 or 5 or whatever until whenever we need to kick you out. But it's going to be 5 to 8 or 5 to 9, something like that. There's also a show at Cervantes. A bunch of us are going to go and boogie and shake and break free. And I just want to just invite us all to connect. Make sure to bring that connectivity. Get to know these people, and let's keep widening these circles and these roots out. So this first song, this song's called "Carry On," and this one's by the Copper Children. So let's welcome them to the stage, everyone.
Watching, I'm gonna,
Thank you so much. Bring your energy in, y'all. If you really could for this moment.